Hi everyone, before we start this video, I would like for you to go to my Gofundme project, which are at the end of the description below. If you want to go help me with one of these projects, please click the links below, and it will take you to that particular project. So please help me. I need your help. Thank you. God bless. On this episode of the Infowars News Blitz, China says Kim Jong Un has agreed to denuclearizing Korean Peninsula. Trump says that the Second Amendment will never be repealed, and Rex Jones challenged David Hogg to a debate. That and a lot more, so stay tuned.
For the week of April the 2nd, 2018, this is the first article here, also written by CNBC, which is also linked by Infowars.com. The title is called China Claims Kim Jong Un has agreed to denuclearize North Korean Peninsula. China said on Wednesday it won a pledge from North Korea's leader Kim Jong Un to denuclearize the North Korean Peninsula during a meeting with President Xi Jinping, who pledged in return that China would uphold its friendship with its isolated neighbor. After 2 days of speculation, China announced on Wednesday that Kim had visited Beijing and met Xi during what the official Xinhua news agency calls the unofficial visit from Sunday to Wednesday. The trip was Kim's first known journey abroad since he assumed power in 2011, and he believed by analysts to serve as preparation for the upcoming summits with South Korea and the United States. I'm sorry, I'm getting the news agency wrong. If China doesn't shoot me first, I don't know what will. Cited Kim as telling Xi that the situation on the Korean Peninsula is starting to improve because North Korea has taken the initiative to ease tension and put for proposals for peace talks. North Korea is willing to talk with the United States and hold a summit between the two countries, he said. The issue is denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula can be resolved if South Korea and the United States respond to our efforts with goodwill, creating an atmosphere of peace and stability while taking aggressive and synchronization measures for the realization of peace, Kim said. The Chinese news outlet state had photos of Xi and Kim together, and basically his wife as well. But that's pretty much good news. There's even more here too. Amazon had it there. But technically that's somewhat good news, to say the least. I mean, hey, he finally realized that he's not dealing with some globalist minion. He's dealing with a guy who will literally blow his you-know-what off the face of the planet. And he's like, okay, I'm dealing with somebody who's gonna kill me. Can I please come to the talks, please? Because technically, I don't want to die. Trust me. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. Anyway, folks, this is an article of the day. It's an article written by The Hill, which is also linked by Infowars.com. The title is called Trump, the Second Amendment will never be repealed. And it was written by Kyle Baldwick. And I tend to forget the other guy that wrote it. I'm sorry. President Trump, in a tweet early Wednesday on the Second Amendment, will never be repealed, despite a former Supreme Court justice urging a call for more Republicans to be elected in this year's midterm elections. The Second Amendment will never be repealed, he tweeted, as much as Democrats would like to see this happen, and despite the words yesterday from former Supreme Court Justice Stevens, "No way," he added. "We need more Republicans in the 2018 and must always hold the Supreme Court. The second bill will never be repealed." As much as the Democrats would like this to happen, and despite the words from yesterday of former Supreme Court Justice Stevens, "No way, we need more Republicans in 2018 and must always hold the Supreme Court." Trump's tweet follows an op-ed from Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens, who said that the Second Amendment is outdated and misunderstood. Stevens, a Republican, wrote in the New York Times on Tuesday saying that students and anti-gun violence advocates should press lawmakers to erect legislation prohibiting civilian ownership of semi-automatic weapons, increasing the minimum age to buy guns from 18 to 20 years old, and establishing more comprehensive background checks on all purchasing firearms. You're an idiot, junkie. And I'll get into that in a minute. The article goes on to say that survivors of the shooting have engaged in some of the most vocal advocates for new gun laws and have called on lawmakers to distance themselves from the National Rifle Association and strengthening firearms restrictions. Here's the problem. David Hogg was actually a part of this said thing because he's no longer a victim. He's now an advocate. And he's now fair game. CNN doesn't want him to be looked at in a different light. And they usually just pull video if he's in a cursing fit and rape. Because we know sources is all behind this too. And there's also something about a gun ban in the UN, I think. But technically, folks, this is gonna go into the article which we're about to cover, which is entitled "David Hogg is about to debate Rex Jones." And here we are, folks, the main event, the coup de grace, the final article of the day here. It's an article written by the Alex Jones Show. The title is called "Rex Jones Rollins to David Hogg. Name the place and time. Let's debate." And this is Alex Jones' son, folks. And he's actually challenged David Hogg to a debate. So without further ado here, ladies and gentlemen, here is the video. Sorry about the, echoing. I can't fix that.
It is admitted they want to disarm the American people, just as they have done with so many corrupt regimes in the past. Hitler, Stalin, Mao, North Korea. Do you think those corrupt leaders allowed their citizens to have guns? Do you think that the Jews were able to protect themselves when Hitler put them in concentration camps? No, they were disarmed, and that's why they were enslaved. Hogg, you're a public figure, and you call my dad a piece of SHI you-know-what, and you say all kinds of other horrible things. You've challenged him to a debate and then backed out of it. The fact is, you and your fellow students have been handpicked by the mainstream media to misrepresent the American people and make it look like the average young American teen wants to have their First and Second Amendment taken away. Many people in your name, such as CNN, have called for my father to be banned off YouTube and claim that it's bullying to say that it's authoritarianism to repeal the Second Amendment. Mainstream media uses you as a child human shield so that you can go out and make outrageous statements without anyone being allowed to rebut you without being labeled a bully. The truth is, Mr. Hogg, that George Soros and the groups funding your anti-gun march are a clear and present danger to this country and draw clear parallels to Nazi Germany and the authoritarian regimes of the past. Well, David Hogg, here we are. We're at the Peace Officers Memorial in downtown Austin. These brave men and women took an oath to uphold the Constitution. The sheriff in your state did too, but he didn't protect y'all. He stayed outside while the massacre happened. And you like to blame that on guns? I say we shouldn't blame that on guns. We should blame that on the sheriff that failed to act. But no, you make apologies for him. You said that going down a barrel of an AR-15 is dangerous, and you understood why he was scared. Going down the barrel of an AR-15 is that man's job. And for you to make apologies for him is absolutely disgusting. The veterans who died in the Revolutionary War and in the War of 1812, they died to protect this country from the British. They died to protect their civil rights in World War II and World War I.
All right, that's enough. But you get the idea, folks. Even on the War Room when he was on, I mean, Owen Shaw opened the phone for Hogg to show up. and he was a no-show. So technically speaking, he is just, well, just a public figure. Hang on just a minute, that's not what I meant. Sorry, I meant to say that he was just a coward. You know that Alex Jones and his son David will tear him a new butthole. And we all know that he won't do it because, technically speaking, he is pretty much a scaredy cat. He can't do it. He won't do it. And he knows that for certainty because the minute he basically opens his mouth on this debate, Rex is gonna rip him a new butthole. And I would pay money to see that. Anyway, folks, that's the end of the show here, folks. If you'd like to read more about the article, please go to links below. Go to Infowars.com or PrincePilot.com. There you can find hundreds of articles just like this one I have read for you today. This is the Infowars News Blitz. I'm Infogundam. Life of Freedom Reader number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. And please check out my Gofundme projects. Bye-bye.